The sun rises on the horizon like a glowing ember, painting the sky in shades of gold and ochre, as its light slowly sweeps across the African savanna, revealing the vastness of a world still untouched by time. From above, we see an ocean of grasses rippling in the wind, as if the land itself were breathing. Silhouettes begin to emerge in the morning twilight. Herds of wildebeest snake across the terrain like living rivers of muscle and dust. Elephants glide in silent procession, their long shadows following the ancient rhythm of their steps. Giraffes move with the elegance of creatures sculpted by the wind, plucking the first leaves of the day. This is the heart of Africa, a land where time is not measured in hours but in seasons, cycles, and heartbeats of life. Here, past and present intertwine in a tapestry of survival and harmony. The sounds that rise are gentle, almost shy. The song of birds echoing like distant flutes, the brushing of grass against the hooves of ungulates, the whisper of the wind dancing through the acacia trees. In the distance, a deep roar, the ancestral call of the lion, reminds all that this land, no matter how serene it may seem at dawn, is governed by primal laws. Africa is the cradle of wildlife. This is where it all began. On this soil walked the first mammals. Here evolution carved its masterpieces. Every living being that inhabits this continent is the result of millions of years of adaptation, resilience, and balance. The landscape, though grand and imposing, is shaped by minute details. An insect pollinating a flower, a lizard emerging from the warm sand, a pair of watchful eyes peering from the shadows. And on this natural stage, the drama of life unfolds without rehearsals. With each sunrise, a new story is written, in footsteps, flights, hunts, and escapes. There is no script, only instinct. No audience, only silent witnesses, like us, who now behold this spectacle with humility and awe. As the light intensifies, the savanna comes alive with color, motion, and purpose. Flocks of flamingos trace arabesques over shallow lakes. Hippos lazily submerge in the warm waters, while hyenas sniff out the remnants of the night. Everything moves to an ancient rhythm, as if an invisible metronome regulated each action with precision. This documentary is an invitation, a deep dive into a world that pulses with its own force. Throughout this journey, we will cross dense forests, endless deserts, and hidden swamps. We will discover rare creatures, witness astonishing behaviors, and understand the fragile connections that keep this web alive. But before all of that, it is here, in this magical moment where the sun awakens the savanna, that we understand something essential, that nature is not a distant place. It is a reminder of who we are, and of who we can still become. Africa is not a single territory. It is a continent of contrasts, a symphony of landscapes that stretches in all directions like a living map of natural diversity. Each biome, each climate, each soil is a sanctuary, a shaping force of life that blooms, struggles, and adapts on its own terms. In the north, the Sahara looms with its inhospitable vastness. It is the largest desert on the planet, where the scorching sands tell stories of ancient seas and forgotten civilizations. Here, life is rare, but not absent. Small rodents emerge at dusk. Scorpions and reptiles survive with minimal water, and the winds blow like ancient whispers among ever-shifting dunes. The climate is extreme, and survival is an age-old art. Moving south, the scenery transforms. The savannas dominate the center of the continent like a golden cloak that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is Africa's most iconic ecosystem, the stage of great herbivores, silent predators, and the eternal cycles of life and death. Vegetation is sparse but essential. Acacias sculpted by the wind stand like living statues on the horizon. Millennia-old baobabs, ancestral trees, with colossal trunks, serve as shelter, sustenance, and legend. Their branches resemble roots turned toward the sky, as if the tree were planted upside down, connecting the earth to the heavens. To the west, we enter the humid heart of the continent. The Congo rainforest, shrouded in mist and mystery, pulses, with sounds, colors, and constant movement. Here life overflows. It is a dense ecosystem, where competition is fierce and biodiversity is unmatched. Every square inch of the jungle holds a multitude of species. Mountain gorillas hide within the thick vegetation. Okapis walk silently among the vines. Insects, amphibians, and colorful birds form a natural orchestra that never falls silent. Moisture fills the air, feeding deep roots and canopies that intertwine above, blocking out the light. Farther south, wetlands and swamps shape landscapes of refuge and abundance. Shallow lakes and winding rivers create corridors of life, where migratory birds rest, crocodiles patrol the shores, and swimming antelopes explore this world without solid borders. Here, water governs both time and rhythm. During the floods, fields overflow and become inland seas. In the dry season, hidden paths emerge, trails carved by generations of animals. Between these extremes lie the mountains and valleys of East Africa. The Great Rift Valley, a colossal fracture torn open by the Earth's geological forces, is home to everything from dormant volcanoes to alkaline lakes where flamingos gather by the thousands. The altitudes shape unique microclimates, and mist-covered slopes hide species that exist nowhere else on the planet. Each of these biomes, desert, savanna, forest, wetland, mountain, is more than just scenery. It is an interconnected ecosystem, a precise mechanism that sustains life, from the largest elephants to the tiniest insects. Rain, wind, heat, and cold combine to determine who thrives and who adapts. Nothing is isolated. Everything is connected. Endemic plants are the invisible pillars of this harmony. A close-up reveals the details of an acacia's leaves, covered in defensive thorns that protect nectar for allied ants. The baobab, giant and silent, stores thousands of liters of water in its hollow trunk, surviving long droughts and offering life when all else seems to wither. With the help of subtle animations, we now witness on the map of the continent the dance of the seasons, the pulse of the climates, the distribution of biomes. The equator slices Africa into two living hemispheres, where climatic diversity shapes entire kingdoms, where life in its purest essence finds infinite ways to exist. And it is within this vastness of habitats that species specialize, evolve, migrate, and interact. The African continent is, without a doubt, the cradle of life, a place where Earth itself seems to remember its original purpose, to be home, to be sanctuary, to be source.